feel like I want to go out now, you know? Now I've done my hair and makeup nicely, but the reality is I'm probably just gonna put my pyjamas on and watch Dance Mums. Hey everyone, welcome back. After my video last week, which was what I got for my birthday, I was kind of just in the mood for some old school YouTube. You know, the stuff that you used to watch, the stuff that I used to do more often than I do now. I realised I haven't actually done my makeup on camera in like 4 or 5 months, and I know that most of you don't follow me for my makeup knowledge, but I have been getting so many questions recently like, what's this makeup look? Please can you tell us how you do your hair and that kind of thing. So I thought I would just do like an everyday get ready with me style video just for my kind of everyday look, hair and makeup, that is when I am wearing makeup and when I don't have my hair like this, which is most days. So yeah, I hope this makes a nice little refreshing change from my fashion and clothes videos. There is going to be like a what's new in my wardrobe for autumn video next week, so make sure you come back next week to see that. Please do subscribe to my channel if you are new here today, and please turn on post notifications, otherwise you might not know when I posted a new video, and that would be really sad. So I always start my day with skincare, of course. I've already cleansed my face down in the bathroom and I use the Bare Minerals Clay Chameleon Cleanser. So my face is nice and clean, so I'm going to pop on some moisturiser, and of course I'm using my Clinique Moisture Surge moisturiser because for like daytime it's my favourite. Just blob it around my face because it just like sinks in so quickly, so you don't really need to wait too long to like do your makeup, and it just is so hydrating. It's really like plumping on the skin as well, and yeah, I just really like it. It gives you a really nice dewy look as well. I also do a little bit of eye cream as well. This is the IT Cosmetics Confidence in an Eye Cream. I like this because it's just nice and light, and I just do like to, you know, remember to always put this on because I feel like my under eye area is the place where I put the most makeup in terms of like concealer and powder, and it is also the most delicate like area of the face in terms of the skin, so yeah, it's important that you kind of prep it properly. I know this sounds really extra, but I also like to do a little bit of lip prep as well, just because I get super dry lips and it's not so nice. So I'm using a lip scrub, this is one by Kiko, and I don't know if you can still get this because it was one of their collections, but I'll try and link it down below if I can find it. You just kind of like scrub your lips with it. They're usually sugar based, so you can lick them off, and it just kind of buffs away like any dry or dead skin and leaves them feeling nice and smooth. And then I usually follow that up with a lip balm. This is the Clinique Pep Start Pout Perfecting Balm. I just like this because it's not like scented or anything. It's just really nice and rich. It just feels really good. I always feel like I want to pout after doing that. Like my lips are so nice and soft and like okay, so I usually do my hair first. I'm just going to take it down. Oh lord. So I never really wash my hair on like the day. I always wash it the night before and either just leave it to dry or blow dry it. In this case I did blow dry it just because I think it always makes it look a little bit shinier. But if I don't have time or I can't be bothered, then I just leave it to dry overnight. And I just want to quickly talk to you guys about my hair because I've been getting so many questions about my colour and my cut. So basically, colour wise, I get my hair highlighted. So that basically means, if you don't know, they don't kind of put an all over blonde colour on my hair. They take very small sections from the top layer to the bottom. And I have this done probably about twice a year. When I was younger, I used to only get it once a year because my hair used to go really, really blonde in the sunshine on holiday. So I'd usually get it highlighted once in the winter time, and then in the summer it would highlight naturally. But now I always wear a hat because I don't want like to get any sun damage on my face. So it doesn't do that anymore. So now I do go to the salon like twice a year. I think the most I've ever gone in a year is maybe 3 times, but most of all it's only twice. So I actually had my colour done 2 weeks ago, so it's looking really fresh. But if you look back in my videos, haul week and before, all of those videos, the last time I'd had my hair highlighted was April. So as you'll see, I don't really look like I have roots. That is because my hair is naturally blonde. It's just naturally a bit darker than it is now. So the highlights blend in really well, and when my natural hair colour grows out, it just blends in. You can't really tell a difference, which is, you know, is really lucky. So for my colour and usually my cut as well, I go to a Veda in Covent Garden. It's like their institute, their main flagship salon, and I've been going there since I was 17. I'm 24, if anyone didn't know, and I've never had my hair coloured anywhere else except Aveda because they just do such an amazing job. They don't actually use bleach on my hair. They use something called High Lift, which is made up of like 96% natural ingredients and then like 4%, I don't really know. And I just love going to that salon because I feel like it always looks so natural. I've never once come out of there with a hair disaster, so that's a good sign. And I do usually get my hair cut there as well, but not every time. I'm not like with my colour I can only go to Aveda. With my cut I don't mind so much. Sometimes I go to Daniel Galvin in London as well. I'm just leaning on my knees for a minute so you can see the length of my hair. So normally I just go for a trim to cut off like the dead ends, and I ask them to put in some long layers and also a little bit of shape around the front, so they usually come up a little bit shorter around the front, but nothing too drastic. So yeah, sorry if you weren't interested in my hair, but I've had so many questions that I had to answer, so I hope that helps. And now I will show you how I style my hair on an everyday basis. So shampoo wise, I'm honestly not really fussy about what I use, but my go-to is probably Aussie. I love Aussie, any Aussie product, but I do like Miracle Shine the best, and also L'Oreal Dream Lengths I love too. And sometimes I use like an oil in my hair or maybe a cream, or sometimes if I'm going out and I want like bigger bouncier curls, I'll use some mousse, like some volume mousse. But on my hair last night I don't think I used any products. No, I didn't. I was lazy. So to do my hair I usually curl it with a tong. This is the GHD soft curl tong. I do really like this. So yeah, let's go. This is maybe a bit tricky for me to do this not in front of my mirror. There might be some burnt fingers, but we'll give it a go. So I take like a medium-sized section of hair like this and just brush it so it's facing upwards. And then yeah, I just take the tong and start at the base of the section of hair and just wrap it round. I feel like I'm definitely gonna burn my finger because this is like backwards, and then I'll just hold this in place for like 10 seconds, maybe less, usually less probably because I'm rushing. I'm always rushing in the morning. Is anyone else? I literally will sleep in for as long as I possibly can before I get up, and I'm always in a rush. Okay, so then I'll just let the curl go, and then what I like to do is just pin the curl while it's still hot. So you just kind of gather it up like that and roll it up to your head and just take like a bobby pin or a grip and just grip it into place. This is literally my biggest tip when it comes to hair because your hair sets as it cools down. So if you pin it up while it's still hot or warm, it will cool down in this shape. So when you take it down, it might be a little bit like big and bouncy, but then when it drops, it'll be perfect. So yeah, I'll do a couple more to show you. But this is going to get boring very quickly. Don't you think a wireless hair curler would be the dream? I'm waiting, GHD, I'm waiting. And let it go. Perfect. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing. Pin that to my head. Like that. This looks like a lot of effort, but honestly, when I'm doing this like in front of the mirror and not just my camera, I do it in like 10 minutes. You just get used to it the more you do it. Okay, so I've just done a little fast forward to the last piece of hair. So let's finish this off. And that is the hair done. I like to leave it to like cool down and set whilst I do my makeup. So I start with primer, of course. I use so many different primers, but I've just started using this Aborian Pink Perfect Cream. It's the Blur Secret Glow Skin Refining 4-in-1 primer. Aborian is a Korean beauty brand, and their products are really nice and give you that kind of like baby skin effect, like really soft, kind of youthful skin. I really like this product. It's probably my favourite that I've used from Aborian because it just really kind of like smooths out your base. It does kind of have like a blurring effect on the skin, but it also leaves it very radiant as well, which I like. That's how I like my skin to look. For my base and my foundation, you guys know I don't like to use anything heavy, and I don't really have many like blemishes or anything going wrong on my skin right now, so I can afford to use something very light. And the product that I've been obsessed with all summer is the Givenchy Couture Balm. It's kind of like a BB cream feel, but it does have quite a nice coverage, and you don't need too much either. But the problem is this is a little bit pale for me right now because I fake tanned. So I'm just going to combine it with a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation, which is another one that I just love. It's a perfect coverage for me, so they kind of balance each other out, and texture wise they're really similar as well. So they work really well together. I always blend my base out with a beauty blender, wet or damp. I've just found it impossible to go back to using a brush after I've used this, because however good the brush is, there's always brush strokes and you need to like finish it off with a blender. I'm really happy with how that looks. I just think it looks really natural, like skin, but just better, obviously. For concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser Concealer. I've been using this for years. This is a brand new one. And if anyone else uses this concealer, you'll know how satisfying it is using it for the first time when it's new. I pop this on in like any bits where I get a bit of redness, and obviously like the under eye area. Oh my god, whoa. I don't usually put that much on. A lot has come out, oh my god. And then I'll just go back in with that beauty blender to blend this out. I definitely put too much concealer on, look, oh my god. But the good thing about this is it does actually work. It does conceal, you know, the under eye darkness, and it's super duper affordable as well, which is a bonus. I'm gonna go for the other one. Oh my god, I might need to spray my beauty blender actually, because I just didn't realise, you know when it's a twisty and you can't see it coming up when it's new until it's come up and you realise it's too late. Is that blended? I think so. It's actually done a very good job of like highlighting my face, probably because I got it in a really pale colour, so you could use it to kind of like sculpt out your face to contour it if you wanted to. So yeah, what can I say? Except you're welcome. Sorry, I had to. Next, I like to contour. I can't help it, I just love it. And I'm using a product that I really like. I'm excited to tell you about it actually. It's the Soap & Glory, the Mighty Contourer. It's a little palette and it's honestly perfect. If you're looking for a cream contour kit and you don't have a huge budget, then I would recommend this so much. So you open it up and the first layer is the cream contour, and it's just the perfect colour. It's very cool. It's not got any kind of orange in it at all, so it's the perfect colour for contouring. And then the underneath bit, there is a cream blush, which to be honest I don't use, which, you know, there's no reason I don't, it's just because I have so many nice cream blushes, but it is a really nice shade. And as you can see, I've literally abused the heck out of this bit, which is the highlight shade, and it's got no shimmer. It purely is like a sculpting kind of colour. But I do start with the contour, and I just dip the tip of my beauty blender into the cream, and I just basically dab it along like that. I just find the point of the beauty blender is like the most precise way to apply it, and then I'll probably just chuck whatever's left over on my jawline, and then maybe just add a touch around the temple area. And then sometimes if I can be bothered, I might just give my nose like a try, but I find that most of the time you can't really even tell that I've done it because I'm too scared to like really go for it. And I don't feel like my nose really needs contouring, but I just feel like I should try. And then I do blend this out with a brush. This is my favourite face brush. It's the Clinique foundation brush, and I just like to give this a spritz as well because it just really helps if it's a little bit damp. I'm never really going for a full-on like Kimmy K look. I just want to add a little bit of like definition and nice shadows to the face, and just to accentuate my features, you know. And then I go for this one, and this is something that I've not really been doing for very long. And this shade sadly does not seem to last too long, or maybe I just used too much. But I've basically just been like patting this in to my cheekbones, the high points, and also like smudging whatever's left over on my finger onto the brow bone as well. And I know this is something that like makeup gurus have been doing forever, but I just never really got into that whole like sculpting out the face. I used to just put like a shimmery highlight on the top and think that was it. But now I don't really like doing that. I prefer doing it this way because it just looks more natural, I guess. So yeah, I just bounce that out, and I just feel like you can't really tell that I've done it. It just kind of makes a really subtle difference. At this point I like to powder and set everything that I've done, and I'm using my favourite powder ever, which is the YSL Soufflé d'Eclat powder. It's just so beautiful. Okay, not only is it luxurious, but honestly it's my favourite powder because it's just super duper brightening, and you know, it sets everything in place as well. And in case anyone wants like a more affordable alternative, I would also recommend the No. 7 Perfect Light Translucent Loose Powder, because this is also very, very brightening, and it's a really good powder, and that's just from Boots. So I'm just applying this with a Charlotte Tilbury powder brush onto the areas where like my makeup comes off, so like my chin, my nose, pretty much my T-zone, the slightly more oily part of my face. And I think this powder is so amazing because it just like airbrushes your skin. And then the under eye is just my favorite place to put powder. I just think it finishes off your face, like it just makes such a difference. I don't know, is that just me? And I love this brush as well. It's just the perfect shape to get in like all the crevices of your face. Really like it. I always get really addicted to powdering just because I think it makes your whole face look so much nicer. But when I am finished powdering, I like to add some blush as the finishing touch. And I've kind of fallen back in love with powder blush. I went for like 6 months, maybe more, using cream blush. And I just think I'm quite fickle. I get bored of things and then I want to try something new. But I'm back to powder for a while and I am obsessed with the Charlotte Tilbury Chic to Chic Swish and Pop blusher. This is in the shade First Love, and I love it because it has this blushy tone in the middle and then a little bit more of a highlight shade on the outside, and you're kind of supposed to swish them together. I'm also using a Charlotte Tilbury blusher blush. Her brushes are really good, honestly, and I like how it kind of acts as a highlighter as well as a blush, and it just gives you a really healthy looking glow, and it's always really pretty. So yeah, I always go a little bit too much on the blush, but I don't care. Blush can also really help like define your cheekbones as well. It just like adds to that whole look we've been making. So yeah, and I'm gonna stop now because I feel like I may have already gone overboard, but I could go more, so I think I should just quit while I'm ahead. So as a final step, I do like to use a setting spray, but I don't really use it to set my makeup. I just like to add a little bit of moisture back into my face because powder can be quite drying. I feel like the powder does all the setting for me and I just need this to like breathe a little bit of life back into my face. So yeah, this is the Armani one, and like I said, maybe this is a little bit extra. To me, a spray is a spray. I mean, I could probably just do it with water, but this is really nice. At this point, I would usually start to take down my hair because I do like it to drop a little bit before I go out, because usually once it's been in the pins, the curls are quite big and defined, and I like them to drop and look a little bit more like wavy and natural. If I'm going out and I do want big hair, then I will just take them out at the very last minute. But for day to day, I usually don't want something like as big and curly as this. Okay, so here's my hair with the curls taken down, and as you can see, it's quite big, so I do just like to let it kind of sit there for a while I finish my makeup, and I just like to, you know, pin my hair back out of my face. To carry on with my makeup, which we are now at brows. So I just start by giving them a little brush through. I haven't had anything done to my brows, like waxing or tinting, in so long. And my favourite brow product is the Hourglass Arch Brow Sculpting Pencil. This is in the shade Platinum Blonde, which is such a good shade for me. The reason I was using my Benefit pen to brush is because the brush came off this, which is really annoying. So yeah, as you guys know, I don't like doing anything too drastic with my brows. I do just like to fill them in because I don't have like the hairiest brows, and I really do just think that brows like shape your entire face. So I do just like to give them a little bit more shape and definition. Okay, I am going to brush that out just so you know. Let's try the other one. This eyebrow is harder. I hate this eyebrow. I try and make them even. Oh god, I feel like I've messed this up. Okay, then obviously I just brush them through and brush out some of the product because they look very bold and scary right now. Yeah, and it does help when you brush this out, it kind of fades a bit better. I think I overthink my eyebrows a lot just because, like, I don't know, I get trolled a lot, you know, and people always seem to pick on my eyebrows, probably because I don't do them very well, but you know, just gotta do your best. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there because they're not horrifying, are they? Don't answer that. And I'm just gonna set them with my brow gel. This is just the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. It's really good. This has lasted me forever. In fact, I should probably throw it away because it's that old. Not only does it set your brows and it adds a little bit of colour to them, but it also has fibres in, which adds to the volume. Okay, I'm nearly finished. It's time for my eyes. I don't really wear any like eyeshadow or anything. And as you guys know, I do have a weird thing about mascara. I don't really like wearing it because it just hurts my eyes. I don't know, I feel like it always crumbles or smudges and ends up looking bad at the end of the day, and I just hate it. So I usually wear some false eyelashes. These ones are my favourite. They're the Fleur de Force Fleur Loves lashes, basically just the green packet from Isla, and I really like these because they look look really natural. I don't want that false lash look. That's not why I wear them. I just feel like mascara always looks bad at the end of the day, and these look perfect at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm not very good at putting these on. It just takes a lot of practice, and I do reuse them a lot actually. I just pick the glue off and reuse them, and you know, I don't wear them every day or anything. I'm hoping I can do this like first time on camera and look really like cool and makeup-y. I actually kind of did that first time. Is that good? It's really not bad actually. Okay, number 2. And also a success. Sometimes I have to do this like 2 or 3 times because I get it wrong. I really like how the eyelashes look on me, and like I said, it's just so easy because at the end of the day you can just take them off. You don't have to worry about like scrubbing your mascara off with makeup remover, and they're just really nice. For lips, I'm gonna line my lips with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I just feel like it's a really good like match for my lips, and because I do like to overline my lips and get that kind of fuller pout look, this does it really well because it doesn't look too unnatural, especially when I've added lipstick. So once I've lined my lips, I also just go over my lips with the pencil just to like blend it all together. And then the lipstick that I've been using in all of my videos recently is the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Miss Kensington. It's a really pretty like pinky nude colour. I'm almost out, I need to get a new one. And I actually apply this with a lip brush, which again sounds really extra, but honestly, it gives you such a better application of your lipstick, and you'll notice that you're using so much less lipstick as well, so your lipstick will last longer, because when you put it on like this, you're actually using way more than you need to, and when you do it with a brush, it puts like the bare minimum that you need, and it looks so much smoother and just way nicer. And then just to make sure they don't get dry, because I do have dry lips, I just like to pop on the tiniest bit of my Elizabeth Arden 8 Hour Cream, literally like a little dab, just to let it sink into the lipstick, and it also gives it a little like glossy look as well, which I think is nice. So that's my finished everyday look. As you can see, the curls have dropped a lot, and now it just looks a little bit more natural and like wavy rather than full-on like glam curls. I know I probably use more products than I need to, but I just really enjoy makeup. I enjoy seeing the transformation in the mirror, and I just love the power of makeup to just enhance your features, and you know, it just makes me feel a lot better about myself. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe if you are new, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Bye!